some defense go along with that offense. But our OEB Law game of the week on Friday night, and Walter, it's a big one.
Yeah, it certainly is. Clinton Dragons and the Oak Ridge Wildcats from Blankenship Field. Clinton's not won against Oak Ridge since 2009, and that was the year that they beat them down at Oak Ridge. But I'm hoping for a win, and this will probably be the 1 year because we're sort of building back. Clinton is, and Oak Ridge with a tough loss to Bearden, they'll probably be extra upset because they weren't supposed to lose to Bearden 2 times in a row.
That's true, and that was a 14-10 over at Bearden, and you know it's the home opener for the Wildcats, so I'm sure Jack Armstrong Stadium will be rocking Friday night with the Dragons coming in, smelling blood.
And the fact I'm a Clinton alum, I don't like the fact we're only 12-47 against Oak Ridge all time. That's just not good.
Right. And you know the first year that they started playing?
It was 42 or 43 because I actually have a close friend. Her dad actually played on that team.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1943.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that later on in the show. But right now, let's talk with Coach Tapp. And Coach Tapp, you got a big win there last Friday night over Wartburg.
Yeah, you know, Wartburg come in and watching them on film, very good team. You know, watching them play, Coach Peel's doing a great job with those kids. Man, they played hard against Cofield. We're all over the place. A lot of good kids on the perimeter. 2 big old tackles that can move on the defensive side of the ball. Quarterback that can throw it. You know, we were very fortunate that we got out of the gate early. You know, combined, they get that first drive going downfield, and he jumps a route that we had worked over and over in practice and gets a pick 6, and it momentum kind of swung our way
right off the bat
from there, you know, on that first series. But I'm telling you, Wartburg is going to win several games this year. They really impressed me on film, and they really impressed me in person. He's doing a great job with those kids. Again, they really play hard. They're all over the place. So we just feel very fortunate to get that win last week.
Right, Coach Peel's, Dustin Peel's, right?
I believe that's correct.
First year at Wartburg.
First year, and again, you know, you got that film to watch, you know, and man, they played really good against Cofield. So we didn't play good week 1. You know, I take full responsibility for that, and you know, I wanted our kids to be ready to play, be prepared, and we worked hard all week, and you know, it come out and went our way. Like I said, again, I didn't feel like week 1 I had them ready for Kingston, and we had several turnovers and things that aren't the way we want to play football. So we just played a lot better last week, and again, very fortunate because Wartburg's got a good team.
Yes, sir. And yeah, Wartburg had us fooled, didn't they, Walter?
Very much so.
Yeah, Wartburg played Cofield, played them off their feet. I think 14-6. The Yellow Jackets got that win at Cofield in week 1, and last week, I hate to say it, Coach, but me and Walter, we picked Wartburg to beat Hammerman. I guess we're just going off the week 1 results, but when I saw that score Friday night, I said, wow. I said, Hammerman showed up to play Friday night, and they say you make your most improvements from week 1 to week 2.
Right, and again, you know, you look at, you know, opening up with Kingston every year is something, you know, probably not a lot of people want to do, you know, especially at at a single A school. We do it. You know, we've been fortunate. We beat them in 16, beat them in 18, and been fortunate to beat them. You know, what everyone needs to realize is that game right there, you know, it didn't go the way we wanted at all. As a coach, wasn't satisfied. That's my product on the field. I'm responsible for it, and we didn't play like I wanted. And but we're not at Hammerman going to go into a shell and hang our heads. You know, we're going to work harder and get ready for the next week, and that's what these kids did. I mean, they worked extremely hard, you know, getting ready for Wartburg, and looked much better. You know, again, we had, I don't know, 4 or 5 turnovers in the first half, and it was 30-0 at halftime. And you're not going to climb out of a hole like that against Kingston. You know, they just, you know, they always show up with around 70, 75 players, and got kids all over the place. And Coach Spanky has those kids coached up, and they look great in pads, man. Look like a small college, you know. So, you know, we just made too many mistakes to be in that ball game, and we worked hard to get that corrected, and we made some Friday that we'll work hard to get corrected before this one.
I'm glad y'all play Kingston. I know that's a big rivalry, I think, right there in Roane County, and Harriman Kingston been around a long time playing each other, and Harriman's been very competitive over the years.
Yeah, huge crowd, you know, for that one always. Again, people like to see that game, and you know, again, it's been competitive, but not this year. You know, I don't fault anybody for picking. You know, again, I don't look at that or read that. We just work hard together with my kids to, you know, we go out every game and want to win. You know, and that's all we worry about is what we do.
Let's go ahead and look at these kids you brought with you tonight. And guys, if you would, just go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everyone what position you're in and what class you're in.
Quarterback, class of 2023.
Yeah.
My name's Nick Pelfrey, quarterback, class of 2023.
My name is Kamayan Campbell, wide receiver, class of 2023.
Okay. Kamayan, thanks for being here, and both of y'all are seniors, and let's talk about that win the other night over Wartburg.
Well, I think we came out pretty strong, like Coach Tapp said in the first quarter, getting that big pick. And then next time we got the ball, we scored and shut them down on defense. And after that, I mean, kind of kept scoring every time we got the ball. So that's all I got to say.
Kamayan, talk about that pick six. How many yards was it?
I don't know how many yards it was, but
70.
70 yards? Good bit, huh? That's no better feeling than getting that interception and taking it to the house, right?
yeah, especially off the first possession.
You play a cornerback?
Safety.
Safety, okay. Talk about the game coming up Friday night, Kamayan, against Cofield. You're going to play the Yellow Jackets at third place, and Cofield, a state-ranked team. What's your thoughts coming into that game?
I think we'll be fine. I think we've been working in practice. We've been looking at film, going over their plays. I think we'll be fine. We got a couple people we got to guard. After we figure out how to lock them down, I think we'll be good.
Nick, what's your thoughts on Cofield?
I think they got a really good team this year, just like always. I mean, it's going to be a hard game to play, hard place to play in. But I think if we come out strong, we'll take care of business and get the job done.
Coach, looks like you brought in two really fine young men with you tonight.
They're good kids. You can tell they'll talk your ear off. Hadn't said 2 words all the way up here, and you know, but again, just to echo what they said, you know, Cofield's one of the best teams in the state. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Year in and year out. I mean, Coach Napier and the crew do a great job over there. They've had a lot of the same coaches, you know, assistant coaches over there for years. You know, I was real good friends with the Henrys. You know, I absolutely thought the world of them. And this game has always been special for both schools, you know, because we are so close. We've been such good friends, you know, throughout the years. Coach Chris and I were good friends. And, you know, this game just means a lot to both schools. But in the end, we shake hands and move along. And you know, but it's an exciting atmosphere to play over there. And, man, they are absolutely loaded. I mean, they got speed all over the perimeter. Really good up front, and you know, get to watch some film last week. Man, they played two quarterbacks, and both these guys are throwing it around like I
saw
mean,
that.
It's unreal. I've never seen two quarterbacks on one team that good. I mean, they can play either of them. It doesn't matter. You know, the 3 and 16. And I'm not very good with names. I just mostly know numbers. And then, of course, got the Henry kid at running back. And, man, he is a load. He gets downhill. So they're so hard with all those guys on the perimeter, 42, 14, 2, 33. There's 12, one after another, you know. So defensively, get to the ball real quick. I mean, and they will flat hit you. Always in the right spots. Always take great angles. You know, I admire what those guys do. I mean, those kids are coached up, and man, again, you know, it's games like this is what you want to play for. You know, you want to be a part of. I think it'll be I know it'll be a great atmosphere over there. Cofield has a huge fan base. You know, the Hammerman fans will turn out. It's fun. It's a lot of fun, games like this. Then high school football, you know, this is my 30th year, and man, it still gets, that's why I do it. You know, I love Friday nights. And but you're talking about going into a place, again, like you said, a state-ranked team that went to the Final 8 last year. I think got beat 1 point away from being in the Final 4, and got most of those kids back. So you know, it'll be a real challenge, you know, for our kids and our team.
Yeah, it's a region game. A lot of high schools across the area are starting region play Friday night, and I saw some stats on this series with Cofield and Harriman, and you know, Greg Addington, the sports information director at Cofield, does a great job. This is a series that started in 1934, Harriman and Cofield, and they didn't play again till 2003. So quite a big stretch there. You would think
Without playing.
right, you would think we would have played each other more. But I think Cofield's up 13 wins to Harriman's 4, and I think Cofield's won the last 6. But
I believe I tried. I think in 15 we beat them. We actually played twice and beat them 2 real close games, good games in 15 in the regular season, then in the playoffs. But I guess a lot of that too has to do with, you know, we've been in different classifications, not in the same region, and probably just didn't play each other, you know. But now we're in the same region, same classification, so you know, it's pretty much year in and year out.
Walter?
You've got a lot of built-in rivalries. Of course, Kingston the first game, then Wartburg Central the second, now Cofield third. And I mean, all the way through, it's just pure excitement all down in Roane and down in Morgan counties in that general area.
It is, again, it seems like every week, you better be up and ready to play because, again, you're playing somebody close to you that you've played several times in recent years, and it becomes a huge rivalry for you. And again, no different Friday night. That's I think we're like 11 miles apart, I believe is what we are. And so, and again, we know each other. Coach Napier was one of my assistants, a couple of years ago. Man, he's a great guy. I mean, just a great guy and a great coach. And, I've known him, for years through a coach of mine, Coach Daugherty, Ken, Coach Daugherty's his uncle. So I've known Benson since he was just little, I mean, could walk. So it does me good to see him become the fine young man he is and the head coach that he is. Cofield has great leadership. Man, they've got some really good guys over there, good men leading over there. So again, it's kind of odd. You're playing guys, and friends, but like I said, at the end of the day, both schools are going to win Friday night. We're going to shake hands and we're still going to be friends after. But it's a great atmosphere, good rival.
And also the Kingston situation, you had a tough time with them, but opened up the season and learned a whole lot from that. Then took on Wartburg Central, which at the previous week had a good game with Cofield. I just look at that as y'all are improving tremendously from week 1 to week 2, and then you've got tough Cofield coming in.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, you want to improve after a loss like that.
Right.
Again, Kingston, 2-0 right now. I guess they've had 6 points scored on them or whatever. They're a good football team, and then to turn and play Wartburg, who again on film looked very good. Cofield had a ton of penalties that night, and I noticed in that Scott County film you didn't see that.
Exactly.
It's again, week 1 coaches go in and they clean things up that you need to work on, and you could see where Coach Napier and them had worked on that. We actually had some trouble taking snaps, but we started fixing that Monday.
Oh yeah.
So again, and we hadn't had that up to that point. So, again, you fix things, and you kids, they got 2 choices: either you go to work and get better, or you hang your head and move on. But I know what we're going to do at Hammerman. If you're going to play for me, you're going to work and you're going to get better. Right. And that's what those kids did, man. They had great attitudes. When that one's over, we moved to the next one. And our focus come Monday was Wartburg. We didn't even watch the film. I told my coaches, we're not putting time on that. We're going to the field and putting time on what we need to get better on.
Fix yourself.
Right. We're going to go fix the mistakes. We'll correct them on the field. We're going to use the time for that, and that's what we did come Monday.
We're visiting with the head coach of the Harriman Blue Devils, Coach Travis Tapp. And Coach Tapp, if you would, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been a head coach at Harriman?
Well, boys, you asked me a trick question right there. I come in as an assistant, and I guess 01, 02, I can't remember, for 1 year. And then when Coach Bailey moved on, retired, I've become the head coach. So I've been there a while. And, I look back, I started in 93 at Oakdale.
Was you head coach?
I was head coach, man. I was 22 years old in 1993. And for some reason, Mr. Paul Scarborough, hired me as head coach, and I thank the Lord each and every day he did. He was a great man, and fortunately for me, and my family, we won. We first time Oakdale ever went to the playoffs in 1993. A quick fact, I bet no one knows, we actually had to get into the playoffs, had to beat Knox Catholic, and we beat Knox Catholic right there at Oakdale.
Wow.
Now, again, they were single A back then, and it wasn't, but we weren't supposed to beat them that night, and to be 22 years old, and get to do that, I'm telling you what a blessing. The Lord knows what He's doing, and looking back, I see. I don't know. I see these young guys now, and I think, man, I can't believe they hired me. But I don't know what to say, mature or whatever. We went in there, and I was fortunate to get Coach John Daugherty. I went to school with him there at Tech, and he played at Oliver Springs, and we did our student teaching together. And I was at a school board meeting, and a science teacher took a leave of absence, and I told Mr. Scarborough about Coach Daugherty, and man, he snatched him up, and well, we had a good team, that year. But so this is year 30 for me in it, and man, I love these kids, the game. I love Hammerman. That's where I graduated from, where I'm from. I'm proud to be the head coach at Hammerman.
That's why I was going to ask you where you graduated from.
Yeah, I graduated from Hammerman, and again, it absolutely means the world to me to walk those kids down that hill. I did it as a player and doing it as a coach. I love it and can't imagine, being anywhere else. And, I was thinking about that the other day, and realizing every coach now in Roane County played at his prospective school, every head coach
Oh, really?
in Roane County.
That's good.
And that's good that guys get to, because they know what it means to wear that jersey and play. And again, I know what it means to me, and I take tons of pride in it, and want to put a product out there that people, that acts right on the field and plays hard for Hammerman.
Okay. So you was at Oakdale in 93, head coach, 22 years old. Then you went to Harriman in the
Went to Hammerman as an assistant.
like mid-90s, 90.
Well, it was 9 years later. I believe it was 01
Oh,
when I
okay. So
went
you was
as an assistant.
you was head coach at Oakdale for
9 years.
okay.
Yeah.
And now you've been head coach at Harriman. I think I saw this is your 20th year.
You're
or
probably
something like-
right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't even. I'm getting too old
So
to keep up.
you coached against Jermaine Copeland and that Harriman bunch.
Well, I was at Oakdale.
Right.
I remember going and of course knew Jermaine, stellar athlete, watching him. I remember going and watching him in the playoffs against Meigs County. And the game was close at half. Meigs was ranked way up in the state. And, man, second half, Harriman come out, ended up beating them. But I remember watching him that night and some of the things he did, just thinking, golly, boy, if I had him. We had a lot of ball games.
Oakdale played them.
No, we
y'all
didn't
play them.
We did not. They were double A
Okay.
back then.
Yeah. Okay.
And we were single A and weren't in the same district. And that's what I'm saying, kind of like with us in Coalfield, that probably has a lot to do with us not playing, at one time. And when I first became head coach, Harriman was double A. We were in there, we were in there with Alcoa, Sweetwater. It was quite the district, we were in at that time. And they didn't reclassify but every 4 years, and we had single A numbers, but we're still there. They didn't, back then, didn't move you. So we had to wait, but
Okay.
again.
Did you play in college?
I did not. You can tell I'm not a big man. I had an opportunity there to walk on at Tech, and Tennessee Wesleyan had contacted me about playing, but I had an assistant coach at the time that he was just real honest with me. He said, Tapp, what you need to do is you need to go get your degree, and you need to hang around with us. You need to watch us, help us in the booth, do things with us, help us at practice, and stay around football. And go to clinics and things and do as much as you can and get your degree. And that's what I did. And I graduated college in 4 years and then became a head coach at 22. You know, and no, and again, I appreciate him giving me that advice. He pretty much told me that one school said, Tapp, you're gonna be a practice dummy for them, you know. And at my size, and I played fullback, you know, I wouldn't.
It's pretty tough then. Fullback.
Well, I hate to brag in front of these boys, but no, I tell them sometimes I wouldn't.
You can outrun them, can't you?
Oh gosh, they can't even get close to me. I wasn't the best player by no means at all, but I wanted to be on the field, and I was hard nosed, and man, I wanted to do all I could to help my team win, you know, and that's what I expect out of them. You know, when they put that jersey on. So, but no, I just got my degree and stayed around and helped them guys like Coach Cannon had advised me. And man, like I said, it worked out, you know, for me. And very fortunate, you know, at 22 to win like we did and get in the playoffs and got a lot of attention, you know, brought up there to Oakdale that first year. Everybody was excited. And, of course, we went to Greenback, and, man, they had a good team that year. You know, the quarterback went on. He was the head coach at Tennessee Tech. He's coached all around at different colleges and stuff. But if I remember right, the very next week they went on. They beat BGA or somebody in the next round of the playoffs. So
That was the first year Oakdale made the playoffs.
first year, 1993,
First
sure
year
was.
as coach, wow.
Sure was. It
That's
was
Great
quite,
start.
quite a deal.
Yeah.
You
that's
know, quite a deal.
Uh-huh. And are you a teacher at Hammerman?
I am the assistant principal at Harriman Middle School.
Okay.
You
assistant
know,
principal.
so yeah, I just do a few things around. I'm assistant principal and athletic director at the middle school, and then head football coach at the high school. So I stay pretty busy.
And talk a little bit about your family.
Well, I got married back in '93. Still married to
So
the
you got
same
married.
young lady.
You got married and.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
we got married there.
Went to the playoffs too.
We got married in July, and I can remember telling her, now we, you know, on the honeymoon, we can just go up here to Gatlinburg. I got to start practice next week, you know. So, you know, she knew right away, you know, starting out with
Wife of a football coach.
right. And we're still married, believe it or not, 30 years later. I tell people to this day, I mean, she's something special. I mean, you talking about a wonderful wife and mom, you know, and I tell them I'm glad I met her when I had hair, you know, and she married me back then. But I got two boys, one 26 years old, named Tanner. He's Fragile X. He'll live with us. He's something special. I mean, great attitude, you know, just a fine young man. And then I've got one in the 8th grade in middle school named Tucker. And
Keep an eye on him.
oh man, yeah, I keep an eye on him. He's my buddy. He turkey hunts with me, you know, deer hunts. We live up on the mountain, and man,
The mountain.
I still live up in Oakdale. And,
Okay, yeah. Okay,
you know,
yeah.
we got 25 acres. You know, I'm always doing something on a tractor or something. You know, when I leave, usually practice, I've been disking fields. You know, getting them ready.
What's
to
the name of
plant
that
different-
mountain?
Well, I live on White Oak.
Yeah.
On White Oak Road up there, and we just call it the mountain. But
I guess
you know, he.
Tucker.
Yeah, he.
Playing football.
He does, actually. Now, I tell you, he never played, and I didn't push him. You know, he's a really good student. You know, he makes great grades, and that was most important to me. And he had some trouble out of his feet, so he wasn't playing sports. But he's went out. He's went out for middle school football, and their first game was last week. And I know how some of these dads feel. I thought I was going to have a heart attack when he went in. You know, just watching him, and you know, I'd talked to him earlier when we come up here, and they got a game tomorrow night. You know, he started school there at Oakdale because his older brother, we couldn't just move him schools. He doesn't understand change, you know. So, you know, he's got a game tomorrow night, and we played Tuesday night with the middle school, so I'll get to go see him, you know, play if he gets in. If he don't, that's fine too.
Is he playing for Oakdale?
He does plays the defensive line, and hey, as long as he's a good kid, you know, doesn't matter to me if he gets on the field or not. You know,
That's all that counts.
that's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, we're running behind a little bit. We need to take a break. So I told you this goes fast. So I'm long-winded one like Walter.
Well, I'm probably am. You get me going, boys. I'm gonna stop.
You just thought you didn't think you'd be here this long, did you? But we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Coach Tapp, and we'll talk to some of his student athletes. And we'll be right back. You're watching Locker Room Chat.
Football is back, and OAB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OAB Law will come to your defense. Call OAB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
At Earl F. Subaru, we're more than a car dealer. We're a Subaru retailer and Tennessee's only 11-time winner of the Subaru Love Promise Award. We're proud to be active in supporting our community and have fostered partnerships with local charities such as CASA of the Tennessee Valley and the Roane County Animal Shelter. We're also committed to our customers, and our state-of-the-art facility in Kingston features expanded service capacity to provide the quality automotive care that you deserve.
2022 Subaru Outback models are available now at Earl Duff Subaru in Kingston or on the web at duffsubaru.com.
I'm Amanda, one of the RN shift leaders at Roane Medical Center. I love the sense of community that we have here. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced, and that's why I choose Roane Medical Center.
I choose Roane Medical Center because this is where my heart is. My family and friends use Roane Medical Center, and I want everyone that comes through our doors to have an experience that makes them as proud of Roane Medical Center as I am.
Find out why Roane Medical Center is the best choice for your future in healthcare. Learn more at roanemedicalcenter.com.
There's a lot of talk about the risks associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, but the reality is, it's safer than being tackled by a Tennessee Titan. Give it a shot. Find a free vaccine appointment today at covid19.tn.gov.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We'll buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. Roane Metals, we treat you like family.
Roane Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Hammerman and Rockwood.
Season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OAB Law will come to your defense. Call OAB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
Welcome back in the Locker Room Chat, and we're visiting with Hammerman head football coach Travis Tapp. and he's brought along a couple of his student athletes, Nick Pelfrey and Kamayan Campbell. And boys, let's go ahead and talk to these young men here. We'll start with Nick. Nick Pelfrey, quarterback. Nick's, what's some team goals this year for the Blue Devils?
I want to make the playoffs this year. I've only made it one time in high school, freshman year, but looking forward to make playoffs. Looking forward to, I want to go 8-2. That's just me, but that's pretty much my goals for this year.
Kamayan?
Like he said, I want to go to the playoffs, but I want to win out for the rest of the season.
Right. Walter?
Okay, to each one of you, how long have y'all played football, and do you play other sports?
I've played since I was 4, and I play basketball.
And how long have you played those sports? You played them since you were young? Or?
Since I was 4.
Okay.
I've played same as him since I was 4 years old. Played all 4 years at Hammerman for football, basketball, soccer, baseball.
So you've played all 3 sports?
Yep.
Baseball too?
Played baseball 2 years, or 1 year, and then soccer the last 2 years.
You've got some versatile athletes all the way around.
Yeah.
Nick, what's some of your hobbies when you're not playing sports?
Probably video games, working on cars, something. But I'm always playing sports, so I really don't have no other free time. It's either summer, practicing summer football, or right after it's football, I go straight to basketball, and it keeps on going.
How long have you been the starting quarterback at Harriman?
Started last year, halfway through the season. I came in starting, so since last year.
Kamayan, I asked you the same thing. What's some of your hobbies off the field?
I like to play some video games. I work out some of the time.
Like working out? No. What's it like playing for Coach Tapp?
I like it. It's always...
Mike's not working right now, so just go back to you guys.
Mike's not working right now, so Coach Tapp, talk about Kamayan.
Yeah, Kamayan, I tell you, I aggravate him a lot. And talk about how I'm faster than him, but really I'm not. I mean, he's just an athlete, man. But
so he's been with you
all
4 years?
Yeah, he's been with me all 4 years, and he's played some, I guess, all 4 years, probably maybe even started in each of those years. He's just one of those guys, I mean, he don't say a lot. He just leads by what he does on the field. And he's a tremendous athlete. Again, we move him. He'll be in the slot. He'll be at wide receiver. We'll put him in the backfield. And that doesn't bother him at all. I mean, he just goes wherever I need him. Of course, plays in the secondary. Again, he's played corner. He's played safety. Just according to where we need him, he'll go. Great attitude. That's what I love about Kamayan. Again, he don't say much. He just does it.
Leads by example.
He leads by example, and never anything you want him to do, he'll do it. It's always yes sir, no sir. So he's really a leader for our team.
Well, that's a great character. That's what you want out of your players.
It is. But both these young men, I guess I talk about Pelfrey now. Again, played wide receiver for us last year, about halfway through, transitioned to quarterback, come in, did a great job. I think he ended up throwing for, around 1,500 yards there in 6 games. And, he can run it also if you need him to, and plays in our secondary. But again, never once. It's always yes sir, no sir, and great attitudes from both these young men, and that makes it easier to do your job when you got kids out there leading and acting the way they do. You know, it sets an example for the younger kids and other players. So very fortunate with both these young men. Great guys.
Certainly. And let's go back to Kamayan here. Kamayan Campbell, what's it like playing for Coach Tapp?
It's like you're always learning something new every practice, always working hard 100%. You're just always working to get better for the next game.
Nick, also, what's it like playing for Coach Tapp?
I've always loved playing for Coach Tapp ever since I was a freshman. I used to be the ball boy when I was little, smaller. And so I watched them play football every Friday night, watching the big dogs. And now that I'm there, I'm just trying to enjoy every moment, especially since it's senior year. But yeah, I've loved it.
How tall are you?
6'4"-ish, 6'3.5", somewhere around there.
Walter?
So that certainly helps in being 6'4" to be a quarterback or a wide receiver. Certainly. And who do you consider your biggest rival or the game you get up most for?
Kingston. I'd have to say Kingston. I've always grew up hating Kingston. So
okay.
Everybody in my family's grew up hating Kingston. It's just how it is.
Okay. And how about you?
I would say Kingston too. It's just a huge rivalry. Been a rivalry since I played in City League.
And what is your favorite college team?
I think my favorite is South Carolina.
Okay.
Gamecocks.
Oh, gosh.
I'm a Florida Gator fan.
Gators.
Oh, goodness. I don't know if I should ask that or not.
Yeah, I wish y'all left that out of there.
Gators going to beat Utah Saturday.
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I'm looking
Be
forward
tough.
to it, but hope so.
What about, they going to beat Tennessee again? Think so?
Of course, every year. They get all hopped up, talking about how they going to beat Florida. They ain't never did it.
Nick, would you like to play in college? Like to play football in college? Or?
If I got the opportunity, I would like to, but so yeah, I'd love to play college football.
Kamayan?
Yeah, if I ever got the chance, I would definitely play college football.
Okay. We getting any interest? Anything?
Not a lot, but a little bit of coaches. So.
How fast are you? Well, you run the 40 in.
My 40 wasn't too fast. It was like a 4.7.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You got run Nick.
Yeah, I think I got
it. He can throw a little bit farther, I guess. Yeah.
That's for sure.
What's it like playing for Harriman on a Friday night? What's it like? You grew up in Harriman. Did you grow up as a kid? And what's it like putting on that Blue Devil jersey?
Love the environment. There's always a lot of fans there cheering you on. Most of them are loyal. Stay there. Your teammate, they're always there for you. They have your back. It's a great team all around.
Nick, I asked you the same thing. You grow up in Harriman?
Yeah. Ever since I was little, I mean, that's as long as I can remember. I'd always go to the football game Friday night if it was at home, because my papa would take me. But it's just always being a Blue Devil and growing up here, and then now that I'm here putting on the jersey, like I said, it's just so unreal. It happened so quick to me. But yeah, I'm trying to enjoy it every game this year.
Do you have any pregame rituals?
Not really. Kind of just sit in the locker room, listen to music, kind of getting the right mindset for the game.
What's you're a senior. What's your plans after graduation?
Well, right now I'm going to TCAT in Hammerman for welding, so that's what I'm on the path for right now.
And Kamayan, do you have any pregame rituals?
No, it's just listen to music before the game and just lock in.
What kind of music you listen to?
80s.
80s?
No.
Coach Tapp said 80s?
No, not 80s. It's just whatever's on my playlist.
What's on your playlist right now?
A lot of rap songs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And what's your plans on after graduation?
I don't really have a lot of. I plan to go to college, but I don't really know what for.
Uh-huh. And, Walter or Coach?
Go ahead, Coach.
Something to say, Coach?
Well, I was just going to tell you, you was talking about tradition and all that, and these kids last week was a lot of fun. For years, and I'm real old school, traditional. These kids have been after me. I probably since 2005 or something to get black uniforms. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't budge on it. And I don't know what made me. I'm getting soft, I guess, in my old age. And so this summer, they didn't know it. Me and my coaches, I got some young coaches, they talked me into it. And we got those black uniforms in, of course, didn't tell a single kid, and with all the shortages and all, I was trying to get black pants. I couldn't get them. So
Just wanted to go all black.
Yeah. Well, I made some calls and made a call to one of my buddies that coached at another school, and he said, give me about an hour. And I didn't think of this till Thursday and the day before the game. And he said, give me about an hour and I'll text you back. I think I got some. So about an hour later, he texted me. He says, I got you 58 pair of pants waiting.
Wow.
He said, send your coaches up here. I said, well, we'll be up there after practice. I'll send a couple of them young guys up there to get them. And I told them boys when we warmed up in blue and just shorts. I said, a couple of you cramped last week. I don't want you sweating. We're wearing shorts down. I'm trying something different. So they didn't have a clue, what I was doing. But I went down as a team and warmed up early. And when we come up the steps, I told Nick, I said, when we get up there in that field house, you get my office. I don't know if he thought he was in trouble or what he thought was going on, but man, I pulled that. We had his jersey sitting there waiting, and I pulled it out of that box, and just the look on his face, it made me think, oh man, this may be worth them talking me into this deal, And we had pants in there, and he done had his girdle and stuff on. I said, you get ready, and we had the door closed. I said, you get ready, and we about to unveil this to everybody. They're still out there thinking.
Did you wear that against Wartburg?
We did.
First.
They're still out there thinking we're wearing blue, And I told them we didn't give out white pants. Some of you been getting the wrong size. We're going to make sure everybody gets what they need. And I got this coach, I don't know how he does it. He puts a speaker out there and plays music through his phone. I guess it's Bluetooth or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And, well, when Nick gets dressed, and right before he walks out of that office, he cranks up back in black.
Oh,
well, Nick opens that door and steps out, and I mean those kids, I bet they heard them over the LCAP screaming. Because, again, they've been after me for years to do it, and I just wouldn't do it. But just seeing them in that moment and the look, I mean, that's some of the special things a lot of people don't get to see. But, man, it gave me cold chills just seeing those kids.
Wow.
And I made it plain. I said, I'll tell you right now, you don't perform tonight, you'll never see them uniforms again. So we're walking off the field, and I don't remember which one it was. We're walking up, and he comes trotting up beside me. He says, Coach, I guess we'll be wearing those blacks again, won't we? I said, yes, sir. Right. We sure will. I mean, but that's some of the things about high school football, with kids. Right. Then, there may have been someone say, oh, why is he, it's 2022, and a lot of teams have a lot of different alternate uniforms and things, you know. And, boy, it made it worth just seeing those kids, you know. But
I'm sure the fans liked it too.
oh, yeah, I know I could see that student section when they seen them coming, you know, looking like, oh, my gosh. And I talked to some of them down at school, and they were like, we didn't have a clue you guys had this. I said, well, they didn't either. You know, just me and my coach was the only ones that knew what was going on. But
me and Walter would have known that. We would have picked y'all to win.
Exactly.
Hey, if I'd have called in and told you we had that, we're going in dark mode, you would have probably picked us. But again, hey, you know, they went out and performed, and I mean, I got to admit, you know, again, I'm a traditional guy, but man, boy, it looked good. You know, they played good and looked good, and so it was just an interesting story how we had to go about and all the last minute things, you know, to get the pants to go with it, and but they played well, you know.
So y'all play, is that Wallace Black?
Wallace Blackfield.
Wallace Blackfield. Who is Wallace Black?
Well,
who was he?
It was the guy that originally, they said, built that field.
Okay.
You know, I can't remember when. I've been told the story.
Field been there?
I want to say the 20s. Now, I may be wrong. Somebody may call in and say, Coach Tapp, you know, I can't remember anything. But one of his relatives actually come by the field house and talked to me one day and said he had a picture or something of when they were first. It's a pretty neat story, you know, behind that. But
it's a pretty neat field. It sits down in the, like a bowl type, sits down in.
I've had numerous coaches tell me that's one of the best atmospheres, the way you know, it sits down in that bowl, and our kids come off that. Of course, now they started a new tradition several years ago. They come down each side of the bleachers through the fans, and boy, it's a real good place to play and a good atmosphere there at Hammerman. It's for a single A school, it's a huge stadium. I mean, that thing,
it is.
It holds a lot of people.
I played there as a kid in Optimus football. Did you ever play there, Walter?
Yeah, I think I did.
We took a bus down there to Harriman one time, and Harriman had a kid named, they called him Peanut. You can probably remember him. You might not. This is back in the 70s, early 70s, but he was fast. His name's Peanut. I don't remember his last name, but he played for Harriman. He was really good.
Now, I don't, you know, I'm only 38, boys. I don't remember all that, you know. But I don't remember.
Right, yeah.
You know, back that far.
Me and Walter's not too much ahead of you. Are we, Walter?
I don't think so.
Let's get back to these young men here. Nick, what do you like about playing football?
Football started off when I was young, like mine, playing City League for Hammerman.
I mean, what do you like about playing?
What do I like about it? I mean, I guess since I've always played it, I just love the game. I don't know. I mean, contact, football, I mean, it's simple. Run in the end zone, tackle the dude with the ball.
What would you say the toughest thing is in football?
Toughest thing? That's a good question. Toughest thing in football to me, being a quarterback, would be probably just getting enough time and looking down at your number one receiver, then your number two, and then so on, and not getting sacked, not making dumb decisions, reads. That's my hardest thing in football.
Come on, I ask you the same question. What's your favorite thing about playing football?
Just being able to, you can hit people and not get in trouble. You can get the ball and just kind of freestyle and do whatever you need to do to get to the end zone.
What's the toughest thing?
The toughest thing for me is probably losing.
Losing? Yeah. Don't like to lose.
No.
All right, guys. We're going to ask you some speed round questions here real quick. So Start with you, Kamai. What's your favorite food?
Chicken.
Chicken? What about you, Nick?
Steak.
Steak. And favorite place to eat?
Outback.
Texas Roadhouse.
Roadhouse? Okay. What's the favorite place you ever visited?
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C.
Did y'all take a school trip there? Yeah, that's pretty neat. You have a favorite band?
I don't have a favorite band.
Shinedown, probably.
Shinedown? Did you go the other night and watch? Favorite toy as a kid?
I had a couple toy cars.
Probably one of them little basketball hoops.
Little basketball, little Nerf hoops.
Toughest team to beat within the region?
Cofield.
Cofield.
Okay.
Also, you have any hidden talents?
No, it's kind of plain and simple.
Any fun facts or anything?
No.
What about you, Nick?
I guess I'm a kicker as well. That's my hidden talent.
Oh, you kick?
Yeah. Not that consistent, but.
You kick extra points?
No, I'm not the starter, but I'm backup. I hold the extra point.
You a holder?
Yeah.
Okay. You have anything you're scared of? Any phobias?
I don't like spiders. That's about it.
Snakes.
Snakes? Yeah. You have what's your nickname?
My nickname is Duke.
What is it?
Duke.
Duke? Okay. What about you, Nick?
I guess Nick. I mean,
Nick?
my name's Nicholas, but everybody calls me Nick.
Okay. Go ahead and, Nick, go ahead and give a shout out.
Anybody?
Give a shout out. You want to like to give a shout out?
I like to shout out the whole offensive line for protecting me. Hopefully, we give me enough time tomorrow. Make some good plays.
Ryan, give a shout out.
I'll shout out Grace in Christ and Nazir Stokes.
All right. Well, guys, we thank y'all for coming out tonight, and good luck Friday night and the rest of the season. Hope to see y'all in the playoffs.
Thank you.
And, Coach, any last things you'd like to say?
No, just appreciate you guys having us up, having my kids up. I've enjoyed it. I've probably talked too much.
Oh, you did well. You did that hour very well.
Looking forward to finishing out the season, and again, looking forward to going to Cofield. Again, great guys, great friends, and should be a good ball game. They've they're loaded, absolutely loaded. Just one of the best teams in the state.
Before you go, just first of all, how many players do you have?
We have, I believe it's 42.
42? Okay.
42.
How many seniors?
We got 10, I believe, 10 seniors.
And talk about your staff a little bit.
Well, I got defensive coordinator, Derek Stewart. He was on that 93 team. He played for me. Just a great man. He's a pastor of a church. Kids absolutely love him. You got Jace Green, who come back again. He played for me at Hammerman. Was a tremendous lineman at Hammerman. He works with our kids on strength and conditioning. Has done a great job this summer with them. Bryson Hedrick, another young coach that helps a lot. He works with the secondary, helps a lot on the offensive side of the ball. And then Jeter Cox, who does, again, quite a bit with the secondary and offensive side of the ball, but Coach Green does a lot of defensive line and does our special teams also. But I'll tell you, as a parent and a coach, those guys right there, I would want my son around. They are excellent men and role models for those kids at Hammerman, and I'm very lucky and very proud to have them. Great guys.
Walter?
Coach, we've just very much enjoyed that you gave us a good blueprint of the Blue Devils.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you having me up here.
Thank you.
Coach Tapp, thank you for being here, and I always wanted to have you on, and hope to have you back. I'd like to wish the Hammerman Blue Devils luck rest of the season and Friday night, and we'll be right back. You're watching the Locker Room Chat.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
I choose Rome Medical Center because this is where my heart is. My family and friends use Rome Medical Center, and I want everyone that comes through our doors to have an experience that makes them as proud of Rome Medical Center as I am. I'm Nancy Easter, Manager of Materials at Rome Medical Center, and I'm so happy to work for an employer that values me and makes me feel appreciated.
Find out why Roane Medical Center is the best choice for your future in healthcare. Learn more at roanemedicalcenter.com.
We should never lose sight of our health. To keep moving forward, let's not forget everything we've learned. Limit the salty food options. Make your own daily exercise routine. And always receive regular checkups. More than anything, we have learned how important these small steps can make a big difference, so we can all continue to move forward together.
Roane Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roane Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roane Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roane Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roane Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
At Earl F. Subaru, we're more than a car dealer. We're a Subaru retailer and Tennessee's only 11-time winner of the Subaru Love Promise Award. We're proud to be active in supporting our community and have fostered partnerships with local charities such as CASA of the Tennessee Valley and the Roane County Animal Shelter. We're also committed to our customers, and our state-of-the-art facility in Kingston features expanded service capacity to provide the quality automotive care that you deserve.
2022 Subaru Outback models are available now at Earl Duff Subaru in Kingston or on the web at duffsubaru.com.
Welcome back into the Locker Room Chat, and we've been visiting with the Hammerman Blue Devils and Coach Travis Tapp and two of his players, Nick Pelfrey and Kamayan Campbell. And I always wanted to have Coach Tapp on. You know, he's been around a long time, about 30 years as a head coach almost.
It was nice to meet him. He gave a good blueprint of the Blue Devils, and I think he's going to do quite well. And to see him in person, he seems like a fine fella and quite impressive.
Mm-hmm. He has to be coaching there at Hammerman that long. And, so I know he's a staple there in the community. So good to have them Blue Devils on tonight, and I wish them luck against Cofield on Friday night. Right now, we're going to go ahead and look at some state rankings in high school football. This is the AP poll, and you got McKenzie there at number 1. And you look down there, Walter, and local teams, you got Cofield at number 10.
Yeah, I think they probably should even be ranked higher than that, but I don't know that much about many of the other teams except South Pittsburgh. I've heard a lot about over a lot of years. They're traditionally quite good.
Yeah, Cofield wasn't ranked last week, but got in there this week at that big win over Scott High. But talk about South Pittsburgh. Did you know they lost last week? My brother was telling me they lost 43-0. I mean, they played Chattanooga Christian.
My goodness.
And Chattanooga Christian, private school. But yeah, that's 43-0 South Pittsburgh. So
that is mind-boggling.
So if Eric Oakes is watching, he's talking about South Pitt, Cofield might be able to get them this year.
That's true. I didn't really realize that happened last week.
Let's go up to 2A. Hampton, number 1. Hampton now 2-0. Went to Pigeon Forge week 1-1, but they went to the state finals last year, and they're number 1 in Class 2A poll.
They keep hanging around. They've been quite amazing over the last few years.
Mm-hmm. And you got locally Meigs County at number 7. They are 1-1. Not sure who they lost to last week. No, they beat Sweetwater in week 1. We'll have to see if we can find out. We'll go up to 3A. And the Kingston Yellow Jackets there at number 7 off to 2-0 start. Had a big win over Oliver Springs the other night. Rylan Gettner had 3 touchdowns over 120 yards, I think.
My goodness.
So, but Alcoa's number 1. No surprise there. Loudon at number 4.
And they had a real big game with their arch rival in North City. That was a 21-14 game, which, in a rivalry like that, a lot of times it's going to be close regardless. And probably on a normal night you'd pick Loudon by more, but they're big rivals that, are big rivals. They have been for years upon years.
Right, battled the bridge. So that's pretty tough 3A poll right there. Gatlinburg Pittman as well, number 9. We go up to 4A. 1 and 2, Greenville and Anderson County. And what about those Mavericks going up to Science Hill?
I would almost, disagree with the poll. I would almost figure that Anderson County ought to be 1 and 4A. When you have the top wins that they had, 48-14 or 48-6 over perennial powers Powell and Science Hill, that is really doing something. I mean, they slaughtered both of them.
Yeah, that's really impressive. I wasn't really surprised Anderson County won, but just the margin of victory, and they did it without Gavin Noe, their all-state running back, linebacker.
It was just amazing. They got it done. When you score 96 points in the first 2 games against teams that good and just give up 20 points, you're doing a lot of good.
We'll take the credit for that because we had them on the show last Wednesday and got them fired up for that game, didn't we?
Well, I told them they seemed to be quite humble and were ready to work hard, and they certainly were.
Yeah, but Walker Martinez had 5 touchdown passes in that game, 4 to Brandon Miller.
My goodness.
Or Braden Miller. He was on here last week as well. So Red Bank there at number 6. Tullahoma defending state champs. They lost last week. So they're at number 9 at 1-1. And Pearl Cone sticking around at 0-2 at number 10. Upperman had a big win. Watch out for Upperman. They got a pretty good team, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Go up to 5A. You got Page in there at number 1. Page lost to Powell last year in the 5A state championship, so Page getting 10 first place votes. Knoxville West, number 2, big win over Farragut last week.
A big time win. I thought that would happen, but West really dominated them all the way around, and Farragut's still a good ball team. They got that week 1 win over Beach, which is a good team.
Yes, West really exploded in the second half. I was reading about that game, really put it on the Admirals there in the second half. Ray County at number 5, and they didn't play last week, but they lost to Alcoa, and they got a big game this week against McMinn County. Got Daniel Boone at number 8 from Upper East Tennessee. Oak Ridge Wildcats at number 9.
That right there totally blows my mind, and something about Oak Ridge when I'm making the picks, somehow every time I say they're going to win, they lose. Every time I say they're going to lose, they win. And that was the thing with Bearden last week and the year before against Bearden. I mean, I don't know how Bearden has their number these 2 years in a row, but it just doesn't add up.
You better pick Oak Ridge to win this week then.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Keep that trend going. We'll go up to 6A. Oakland on top, number 1. Maryville, number 2. And you got DB there at number 8. So let's a look at your AP poll for 6 classifications, and some good games last week, Walter. A lot of close games, I thought. Some surprising games. You had Greenback defeating Oneida, sort of surprised us.
And to the degree that Sweetwater beat Rockwood 35-0, I thought was a bit much. I would have, figured a closer game anyway.
Right, yeah, certainly Sweetwater must be pretty good this year. They also had Webb. They were big over Gibbs, 52-7. Maryville over Powell.
Right, I figured that would probably happen with the fact that Maryville is that good anyway, and the fact Powell was down and doesn't have their quarterback, and I don't know if he's even going to play this week. But
Powell gave him a tough game for the first half. It was 3-0 there into the second quarter. So Powell.
They still have some life in them, but it's very tough after a tough loss to Anderson County to come back. I mean, that's murder's row. Some of these teams play a lot of tough teams right in a row.
Would you say Powell's still the team to beat in the Region 2?
I'm wondering. I think it's sort
Region 3. I think.
I think it's sort of open season. I think you've got Clinton, Oak Ridge, and Carnes all in there with Powell. I mean, I think it's sort of an open race now.
Yeah, you got 2 big region games this week. Of course, Clinton at Oak Ridge, and you also got Carnes and Powell.
Exactly.
Playing each other. Carnes at Powell, so that's a big game in the region.
And, that big running back that's going to go to Coastal Carolina, he could have a good game and could have a lot to do with that game. And they're contemplating whether they're going to have the Powell quarterback play, and the fact that it's a region game, it's even extra important.
Mm-hmm. Well, Walter, you got anything before we make our predictions for this week? I know last week I got you by 1.
Oh my goodness!
I was 14-6. You was 13-7. So now we are tied at 29-11.
Oh my goodness gracious!
So, you have anything before we make our picks?
Well, I just thought Clinton getting a good win over Austin East, first time they played them in 40 years, and Dragons dominated from the start, defeating the Roadrunners 45-14. And Dragons have put up a lot of offense on the board, 93 total points, and defense allowed just 14. I thought the Anderson County game, they were quite amazing in what they've done the first 2 weeks. I mean, you said it right that they were the team to beat out of the top 12. Oak Ridge has taken a step back, and I'm just shaking my head about the Oak Ridge loss to Bearden. I just completely shaking my head about it. I don't understand it, and I didn't understand last year's either. And, I'm just hoping that they decide to do that same thing one more week and let the Dragons pull out a win, which I'm a Dragon alum. So.
Well, I know Oak Ridge is banged up. I'm hearing here they're going to have 6 starters out Friday night. I know last week Brandon Hayward, their star wide receiver, he didn't play. And they lost one of their other playmakers there. I think Elijah Rogers to an injury there. Lost him early in that game. I'm not sure when the actually injury occurred, but so Oak Ridge, Coach Cummins was leaving tonight. He's talking about how banged up they are. So.
Well, I wonder if some of that is what do they call that? The mentality of Paul Bear Bryant, just sort of downplaying your team a little bit in a big rivalry game like this, which I think Clinton's going to be really up in this. They've played 2 medium sort of teams and took care of business. Oak Ridge has played South Doyle, which is sort of a middle team, and Bearden, which has turned out to be a little bit better than a lot of folks thought so far. So I think this could be a real good one.
Yeah, Oak Ridge definitely played a tougher schedule than Clinton has thus far. Clinton, they haven't beat Oak Ridge since 2009. They've lost 12 straight. It's been a series dominated by Oak Ridge since 1970. Clinton only has 7 wins in that stretch, and that's coming up on 52 years. So, you got that playing in your mind. Clinton only won at Oak Ridge twice, too, as well, since 1970.
The modern era, 1997 and 2009.
So, for Clinton to get where they want to be, they got to beat Oak Ridge. I mean, just bottom line, they got to get the win.
Exactly.
And, had a chance last year at home to do it, pretty much in the same situation they're in now. Came in 2-0. Had a big crowd there, biggest crowd there, I think, since '92 Clinton Oak Ridge game. Oak Ridge came in, had lost both games. Oak Ridge came in 0-2. Oak Ridge won the game in the second half. So I think Oak Ridge knows they can win. Clinton thinks they can win, so Clinton's going to have to go out there and prove it on the field.
I mean, 12-47. I mean, we have usually a 20% chance of winning. I mean, it's slightly over 20 until this game happens, but that's not good.
Joshua Keith's looking good at quarterback for Clinton. Was he 16 for 22 last week? Over 200-something yards.
That's good football.
3 or 4 touchdown passes, I believe. He's playing good. Clinton's playing good, but, stepping up in competition this week at Oak Ridge, and, Wildcats are going to be ready.
Oh, they certainly will be. And let's see, looking at some of these other stats, I guess that's pretty much it. After Clinton in the 5-star prep, Clinton is number 9 in the 5-star prep, which is actually quite good for them.
Yeah, this is Clinton's making some noise. This is the first time in probably since 2009 they're making really any noise across the area.
Exactly. And, I mean, you've got Carnes at 10 and Powell at 12, and Oak Ridge is at 14 and 5-star prep, so they're below Clinton where that's concerned, which and then you go down from there, and you've got some of the local teams, Gatlinburg, Pittman, Sevier County, Jefferson County, Central, and Fulton, which takes on Anderson County this week at 19, and Gibbs at 20. And Kingston in the 5-star prep is 24. And Oakdale got a big win over Jellicoe, 60-22 on last Friday, and of course the previous week won 64-0 over Pickett County, and it's getting 60 points or more. It's a big thing for them. In other words, 2 times in a season, and did it in the first 2 games, which that's a lot of offensive production.
Certainly is. And let's go ahead and make our picks, Walter.
Okay.
Next week, just want to give out a shout out. Clinton Lady Dragons volleyball are 11-3. They did lose to Oak Ridge last night.
Okay.
To the Wildcats, so had to throw that in there. But that's
I don't want to let that be a prelude to Friday.
Yeah, Oak Ridge, I got 3-2 record in volleyball. Clinton 11-3. AC 1-3. That's sort of down for the Lady Mavericks. And on the soccer side, I got Kingston at 5-1 and Oak Ridge at 4-1. AC 2-4, Clinton 2-2. That's soccer. So it's just a look at some of the volleyball and soccer. Don't want to leave those ladies out. All right, week 3. Walter, we'll start with you. Kingston at Chattanooga Brainerd.
Okay, I've got Kingston will win 28-14.
I'll take Kingston as well. They're 2-0 and only give up 6 points, as Coach Tapp said earlier. Lenore City at Campbell County. Give me the Cougars. Their quarterback last week, Landon Hensley, had 7 touchdown passes to tie the Campbell County school record.
My goodness. I'll take Campbell County 21-14.
Rockwood at Cloudland.
Rockwood at Cloudland. I'll pick Cloudland 28-14.
Taking Cloudland up there on Roan Mountain.
That's it.
I'm going to come back and take Rockwood to bounce back after their loss last week to Sweetwater. Harriman at Cofield. Well, I'll have to take the Yellow Jackets. Sorry, Coach Tapp and the Blue Devils, but Yellow Jackets at home.
Yeah, I'll take the Yellow Jackets as well, 35-21.
Sunbright at Greenback.
I've got Greenback, particularly after their big win this past Friday.
Certainly was. That surprised me, that win over Oneida they had.
Oh, yeah.
13-10. They beat Oneida, but, Greenback lost to Boyd Buchanan by a big margin.
Rather badly.
They must be pretty good, though.
Something like Coach, 64 or 62 now.
Coach Gary Rankin at Boyd Buchanan. He knows where to go, don't he?
Oh, you better believe it.
Anderson County at Fulton. Give me the Mavericks to roll in this one.
Yes, give me the Mavericks also, 42-21.
Clinton at Oak Ridge. Walter?
I've continued to, I'm getting all choked up on this. I have gone back and forth on this. And, I'm a Clinton alumnus. I'm just going to go with my heart, not necessarily my brain, and go with the Clinton Dragons.
Well, I'm right there with you. I went back and forth, too, and I'm going to go with the Dragons. This could be the year. So
28-21.
I'll take the Dragons as well. I'll say look for a sort of a lower scoring game. I'll say 24-17.
Okay.
Dragons. I haven't really thought about that, but Midway at Oakdale. Give me Oakdale.
Give me Oakdale as well.
Oakdale to go 3-0. Wartburg at Oneida.
I am picking Oneida, 14-7.
Yeah, both these teams come in 0-2. Oneida beat Wartburg last year 7-0. Could be another low-scoring defensive game. Give me the Indians at home in their home opener. Oliver Springs at Gordonsville. Another tough trip game there for the Bobcats, the young Bobcats. Give me Gordonsville.
Give me Gordonsville also, 42-7.
Elizabethan at Greenville.
I'm going a little bit back and forth on this, but I'm still picking Greenville, even though Elizabethton 0-1, and I guess had an off week this past week. But they lost to Science Hill, I think, the first week. I'm picking Greenville 28-20.
Yeah, I'll take Greenville as well. We got a couple minutes left in the show. Gibbs at Carter. It's a good game right here. Give me the Green Hornets to get the first win.
That's what I'm picking as well. That's a close one, though.
Farragut at Maryville.
Maryville.
I'll take Maryville as well. Ray County at McMinn County. Give me the Golden Eagles to get a win there at McMinn County.
Yeah, I'm picking McMinn County.
Picking McMinn County?
Yeah.
Okay. Carnes at Powell.
I'm picking Powell.
I'll take Powell as well to get their first win. Central at Sevier County, another competitive game right here. I'll take Central Bobcats on the road.
Central Bobcats also, 21-14.
Loudon and Sweetwater.
Loudon, 17-14.
Oh, you're going to upset there, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll take Sweetwater. They've been impressive thus far. Livingston Academy at Stone Memorial. Give me Stone Memorial Panthers to go to 3-0.
Stone Memorial.
AE at GP. It's an initial game.
I pick Gatlinburg-Pittman.
I'll take Gatlinburg-Pittman as well. And Cleveland at Bradley Central. That's a big game down there in Bradley County.
Bradley Central.
I'll take Bradley Central as well. So that's going to do it here for the Locker Room Chat. Thank you for tuning in, and appreciate Coach Tapp and the Blue Devils coming down. Walter?
Yes, go Big Orange tomorrow evening.
Yeah. Big Orange tomorrow night. I'm taking the Balls big.
Balls big, 30 points or more.
So we'll see you next week on the Locker Room Chat.